going to be unreal.
What I love about leadership camps, kind of like this Catholic leadership experience, is the idea of, and does something about it. It's a group of people sitting together who can then look at, after a session like we just did, looking at how do we move forward, how do we take back the thoughts and the different things we went through and take that back to the different schools all across Ontario.
Here at the Catholic Leadership is we build community, and we do it through kind of fun games and activity. We do it by dancing, we do it by skits and songs, team building exercises. We do the low ropes, we do the high ropes, and it's very intentional that in order to do our work, we want to build community.
I just believe, similar to Sarah, that a number of these youth felt called and compelled to action and to serve this week up at this camp. And they've kind of come here searching for skills and information where they can take these things and go back into their lives and into their communities and truly make a difference. And I think they're going to leave stronger leaders and more compelled to go into their communities and continue taking action and continue serving.
They're holding on to the halo. I said, what do you mean they're holding on to the halo? It's like, well, Greg, when you're 16, if you don't hold on to that halo, it's going to move, right? It's going to shift. I go, wow, I know what you're talking about.
And Catholic leadership means to find out the talents that one has based on the gifts and the talents from God, and then reflecting upon them, and then spending some time developing those particular gifts and talents in roles of service that we call Catholic leadership, and understanding that people have different gifts, different roles to play, and to build up the kingdom of God, present but not fulfilled, we need the input and the gifts and the talents manifested in every single person to make the best community that we can.
Being an effective communicator is listening. We do a lot of activities in the Catholic Leadership Camp. We're listening to the stories of one another. And I love the line, once you hear a person's story, you could never ever hate that person. Once you know their story, it's almost impossible to hate that person.
Having all these Catholic leaders gather in one place can really spark something new and fresh to such a changing society. For 2011,
be reflective, creative, and look at how we did the background. We intentionally did it with that swirls of imagination and so on, and reflecting about what life is all about and what our meaning and what our purpose is in this world. That's being a reflective, creative thinker.
It starts from here, right? The Bible talks about what starts within kind of comes out. And so I think we need to look at getting back to the basics of who we are, as Christians, Catholics, that basic of who we are. If we have that biblical worldview, then I don't worry where students go. I don't worry when they're at a party. I don't worry when they're alone.
Try to paint the image of a person standing on the edge of creation in awe and in wonder of all there is to know about God's world.
I am the hands of Christ. I am the feet of Christ. I am the mouth or the eyes of Christ.
Be a contributor, to make a contribution, to make sure the world is a better place because you are in it.
For me, a Catholic leader all goes back to, what part of Jesus are you? Knowing that the Catholic leader can't be everything in and of themselves, but they are an essential part of what it means to live out the gospel. And we do that in community. We do that with others. We do that knowing that we have to be in solidarity with everybody. And when we do that, when we can cooperate, when we can put forth our very best of whatever part of Jesus we are, then something wonderful always happens.
And then it's our family in terms of our communities, whether it be at a school, whether it be
at Olympia Sports Camp. They're caring, they're loving, they're supportive. And I've experienced that yesterday when you guys played the game with the tape.
The amazing thing about this camp is that young people become leaders here, not on some individual quest, but in a community. And the relationships that these leaders will make here during this week together, can last a lifetime.
That being a responsible citizen is that idea of the needs of the individual balanced with the needs of the world.
We always hear in our Catholic schools that we're all made in the image and likeness of God. And so if that's the case, then we've really got to step that up and put our faith into action so that everybody can be embraced in what that body is about.
I came to give good news to the poor, to let the oppressed go free, to ransom the captive, bring sight to the blind. A Catholic leader is somebody who has heard that message deeply in their heart and seeks to make what they have heard in their heart a reality in the world and in the relationships they have with the people around them.
Every single person has leadership potential. Every single person has gifts and talents that can contribute to leadership, can contribute to the betterment of a group or society or a culture.
In this greater global world together, then we need to be thinking about what's going on in the rest of the world, not just what's going on in our little kind of Western bubble that we live in.
Catholic